Listeners be advised. The Soliloquy podcast discuss matters related to the human experience and many that are sexual in nature. Due to this, some conversations may surround triggering topics such as sexual violence, self harm, abuse, and much more. Please be advised. A list of crisis and psychological resources will be available in the show notes of this episode. With that said, let's get started with the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention please as we go through the following safety instructions.
In the event that there is a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen mask will drop from the overhead. Place the mask over your nose and mouth. Breathe normally as oxygen is flowing even if the mask is not inflated. Be sure to adjust your own mask before helping others.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Soliloquy podcast, where we step out and speak on sexuality. This is your favorite host, Vernon T. Scott, also known as Slater Jackson. And for you freaky motherfuckers out there, Sebastian Adams. So today, sometimes I have my moments of feeling insecure, hating myself, and all these other things, and just feeling bad. And sometimes I have to sit with myself and become aware that this is what I'm feeling, and understanding that, okay, this does not, even though I'm feeling this in this moment, this does not mean that this is me every single day. This does not mean that I have to make this my identity. I can overcome this if I choose to do so. So today's episode, I know it's November. This is like the 9th episode of November too. So I know y'all been getting some truth. Y'all been getting some facts. Y'all been getting all this sexual shit. And I know y'all better been out here sucking some things. Suck some toes today. Might as well. But anyways, sometimes you have to understand when it comes to engaging with people in the sexual nature, you may have some insecurities with that. So today's episode is going to be dedicated to acknowledging and overcoming your insecurities. And with me, I have once more Tyrell and Adrian. How are you two beautiful people doing?
I'm good.
Doing good over here.
Y'all giving zaddy. Y'all are giving zaddy, and I'm loving it. I'm truly loving it.
But what are you giving us, baby boy?
You know, I'm always going to give the titties and everything. You know, it was Free Titty Friday the other day. You know, the titties was out.
You have been pretty busy on Facebook, sir. Serving, like you sang "Baby Come to Me" by Miss Regina Bell yesterday.
Yes.
What's going on? Are you good? Are you all right? Because the sexual is just oozing out of you. And I is it for November? You just cranking it up? Because you have been serving some looks in these little reels, honey.
You know my favorite one now. Look, you know my favorite one right now. Like that face just be like, bitch, oh, I might need to start putting a little bit of makeup on a little bit and put some lashes on because a motherfucker looks cute, okay? Like, oh my God. Like I usually love my little heart one because it's just very like, oh, spreading the love. But that bitch with the lashes, like, motherfucker, who is you? Who told you to come here today? And do you want to get fucked?
For sure. I see you, boo.
No, but you can't say, do you want to get fucked? No, we got to ask rhetorical questions up in here. Y'all know I'm the rhetorician of the group. It's like, no, it's not do, but in what ways do you want to get fucked? Like,
because the fucking is going down.
We don't ask questions with a simple yes or no. We got to have more exploration and explanation.
I like that. Oh, I need to remember that for whenever I start my clinical sessions. Like, have you asked your partner in what ways you would like to be fucked? Let's talk about it. Child, let me go ahead and send that text message to somebody. Child. Okay, let me calm down. But anyways, the social media thing. I have no idea why I've been on social media a little bit more. Maybe I'm trying to get a tutor from somebody. I'm joking.
You hate. I just remember, last year you was beefing with Zuckerberg. So now,
But
what,
really,
have y'all
though,
resolved y'all beef? Like y'all cool? Are we gonna see you more? Like what?
I'm still debating. I think because I'm waiting to see this fight between Zuck and Elon because I'm ready to pay for it.
My money's on Elon, baby.
Really?
My money on Elon.
Mine's
Yeah.
on Zuck. Mine's on
Here's
Zuck.
the reason mine's on Elon. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Elon's bigger, right? A little bit longer. Also, Elon looks like the type. It's basically, to me, what I'm seeing is going to be a power versus speed. Zuckerberg probably has the speed and the agility, but Elon's a big motherfucker. So what Zuckerberg is going to need to win is stamina. This is going to come down to who has the most stamina. Because yes, Zuckerberg has speed and agility, so he'll probably be able to dodge for a little bit. However, once Elon connects, he's going to flatten that boy. So it's going to be up to whether or not Elon can stay in long enough to connect, and if Zucker nerd can fucking eat those punches. If he can eat the punches, the victory is his. That's how I'm calling it.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Look, if this fight actually happened, we're going to have to revisit this episode because I feel as though the only way Elon would get it is if he taps into his fuckboyishness. Because Zuck, he's been doing the training. He's knows how to what is it, Taekwondo that he's learned over the years?
I think so, or Jiu-Jitsu.
It might be Jiu-Jitsu. And I think he will be so technical in his approach that it leaves an opening for Elon and his fuckboyishness, because he's going to go straight for the genitalia if he has the option to do so. And I see that as it's Elon. I don't put it above him to do it. So I feel like that will be the way that he will win. And I agree with you with Zuck having the speed. Because Elon, if anything, if he can grab hold of Zuck and possibly tackle that motherfucker, he might be winning that. But if not, if he can't even lay hands on Zuck at all, Zuck is going to tear that ass up.
It's just like sex. It all comes down to stamina, baby.
You're right. How did we
Whoever's got it, they gonna win it. I don't know how that came up. Oh, because I said you got
social media stuff. Yeah. So I've been a little bit more active. I know because I'm not really going to be on any of the socials next month as I adjust to my move and whatnot. I was thinking about just getting some content out there, and most definitely since I'm moving towards that push for mental health anyways, and I'm going to need to find clients, I just want to at least have some of that content already out there for people. So if they start finding me, they look at my page, here you go, this is all the things that you really need, most definitely if you're looking to meet with me. So I've just been like, let me go ahead and try to get my name out there. So that's a lot of the reason why. I also need to get a couple sex coaching clients so I can finish that certification. But anyways, overcoming insecurities and whatnot. So one of the suggestions that was made to us to talk about was overcoming body insecurities. And I know personally I've had to overcome my own insecurities with my body over the years. Even though when I was a lot younger, I loved myself, I loved the way I looked, and I appreciated the way I looked. But I also remember feeling as though I was extremely overweight when I knew I was not. And a lot of that came from other people within my family always commenting on my weight, talking about how big I am. And recently I started to think about something too. Like whenever I do see family members and they just like, oh, you look like you lost weight and all this other stuff. And I'm like, I actually gained weight a little, I gained a good bit of weight. And I'm just like, do you feel as though I lost weight because you automatically see me as bigger than I am? And when we are, face to face, you realize how much I'm not as big as you thought I was. So it automatically, you perceive me as losing weight. Like, what's going on here? Like, that's something that's been weighing on my mind recently. Of course, I'm not holding that against anybody of however they perceive me, because at the end of the day, it's self-esteem and just my own value of self that keeps me going and feeling secure about myself. But what are some of the things that you've all experienced as it relates to some of the insecurities that you felt about your body, and how did you overcome those?
So for me, I have lost a considerable that word got away from me. I have lost a considerable amount of weight over the course of the last 5 years. Vernon, you remember me bigger back in our Geico days. I was at my heaviest, I think I was 375, and I'm now 230. And I still suffer from body dysmorphia. Sometimes when I look in the mirror, I see that fat motherfucker I used to be, and that's not who I am anymore. I'll put on clothes and they're, falling down and things. I have to kind of update my wardrobe or whatever. But for me, I have to kind of mentally tell myself, like, this is what you see, but that's not who you are. You have ample evidence to the contrary. I'm big on taking more pictures now so that I can actually snap myself back into the reality. I have a neck now. I have dimples now, both of them. I have, cheekbones and shoulder muscles and things. I am not who I was, but my family was similar to yours, Vernon. Heavy on the, you big, you not like Dee Dee, which is my girl cousin on my father's side. She's a stick. And she's always been slim, like her whole life. Baby, no baby, she's been slim. I was not fat as a kid. I was athletic. Both my father and my mother were athletic individuals. They had very stocky builds. My dad is like a bodybuilder. He has broad shoulders, chicken legs, big chest, the V cut. He got all of that. My mom in her prime, she was very like Aunt Viv from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, when she was dancing and you saw like that long lean look. That was her. My parents are mesomorphs. They can build muscle fast, pick up weight fast, or drop it quickly. Just depends on how they diet. So 2 mesomorphs made my mesomorph ass. All right, I do the same thing. I'm prone to building muscle, and I can drop fat pretty quickly as long as I remain disciplined in what I'm eating. So that being the case, as a kid, I was athletic. I played every sport, just about. Dee Dee didn't play sports. Dee Dee cheered and did hair, okay? So of course she's gonna be skinny. But my grandmother, my paternal grandmother, could not stop comparing the two. So that gave me a lot of like, I'm just the biggest bitch that's out. I'm shaped like a sack of oranges. Like, I had a very negative view of myself. But as I've been on my weight loss journey, I'm learning to love my physical self more. And what I'm really learning is the streets think a nigga cute. I did not know. But the amount of heifers hopping in my DMs, talking about, oh, you got a good build. Oh, I want to lay in them strong arms. Oh, them shoulders look like you could pick up the world. Like, I'm just like, stop. I mean, I do. I bench 225, I guess. It's new. It's new to me. And so I'm learning how to navigate that. But I would be remiss to say that when it's time to do the do, that those thoughts don't come flooding in. And it's really been, what's been working for me is just basically a pep talk. Like, hey, bitch, you ain't the fat heifer you used to be. All right. You was cute then, but you're fine now. All right. She chased you. She's coming to you. You ain't have to put in hardly any effort. All right. You got the shit. Now pop it. And I have to give, y'all remember on Insecure when Issa be in the mirror talking to herself, hyping herself up? Mm-hmm. I do that before sex every time. I gotta hype myself up. Because if I don't, I'm gonna be too up in here and it's gonna be weird, So definitely, I guess to answer the question, I deal with my insecurities by being my biggest cheerleader. Like looking at the facts, remembering, hey, I'm not where I want to be. I'm still about 80 pounds out of my goal weight, but I'm not where I was either. And just looking at like, hey, you exerted very minimal effort and you finna clap some cheeks. That is a celebration right there, my boy. So go clap them cheeks. Clap the fuck out of them. Turn this bitch into a kindergarten graduation. Clouds everywhere. 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 Beat that cat like a flow seat mat. All right, bro? Like, I gotta do it. I gotta cheer myself on until I believe what I'm hearing.
And to even add a little bit on to that, I remember when I was at my smallest after 18, let's put it that way, I was extremely unhappy. Like, I will look in the mirror and I know that other people were congratulating me on the amount of weight that I lost and all those other great things. And they're just like, you look so great. You look good, Vernon. And it's not that I didn't appreciate them. I didn't appreciate the compliments and all of that. But when I looked in the mirror, it wasn't that I saw a big person or anything. I saw a person that I didn't love. I saw a person that I didn't enjoy. And it wasn't until, granted, there was a little bit of depression going on with the weight gain in itself, but I also recognized that after I put on a little bit more weight and my face started to look a little bit more puffier and the titties came a little bit back, I started to like appreciate the way that I looked a little bit more. I started to see myself as being a lot more sexy, and I started to see myself as being like beautiful once more. And it was at that moment that I realized, okay, I don't have to be this thin dude. I don't have to be the dad bod motherfucker to be sexy. I just have to look the way that makes me feel sexy. Granted, the weight that I am right now, I do need to lose because I'm not at my goal weight. I'm a good 80 to 100 pounds off where I want to be. But at the same time, that goal weight is still going to be a chubby dude. And like understanding, like the thing that really helped me overcome my insecurities was allowing myself to love me outside of what society tells me I need to be. And that helped me appreciate me a lot more. That helped me see that, oh, you're still beautiful. Now, I will say the thing that often feeds into my insecurity is the fact that none of these motherfucking companies are trying to have plus size clothes for men. Like, what are we doing? Like, pay for the extra fabric. Like, it is what it is. I know that it's not a huge market. It's technically a huge market, honestly. But, like, in multiple ways.
That was a pun.
Right, in multiple ways.
Not a huge market.
It's a huge market. Like, let us get some pants that we can fit. Like, I would love to have a lot more jeans that I could walk around with, a lot more dress pants that I could walk around with. But in order for me to do that, I have to wait up until or go to the fucking Walmart at 6 or 7 a.m. and hope they just put out the new shit so I can get something, or pay an extremely high price just to find my size. No, we're not doing that.
I think that's such an exploitation of people's size, that extended sizes cost more. Yes, you may be using more fabric, but at the same time, this country is an extended size country. Okay, everything big as hell in America. So really, you would make more money charging the same amount. But because they know that obesity is a crisis and on the rise, and body positivity, God damn, I am not able to talk today. Body positivity is slowly making an upward tick. You know, they're trying to exploit those people, and that's fucked up, because a big nigga need just as much clothes as a little nigga. Why does the little nigga get to save more money? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's a form of discrimination for sure. And I don't appreciate it. I really don't. But shout out to American Eagle, who charges the same for everybody. See, I got the shirt on right now. American Eagle said, whether you a big bitch or a small nigga, you gonna look good.
Yeah.
Okay? And you gonna pay the same price. American Eagle, baby, feel free to sponsor us because we love you.
Yes. I was actually really going to say, like, there are certain brands and companies like American Eagle who really, do support people of all sizes and shapes, and really go out of their way to make sure that their clothes are affordable, that you are not paying an excessive amount for things that you would get in other places. And so, big props to, American Eagle, and for other places that do that.
And Lucky Brand too. Yeah. Lucky Brand jeans. That when I was a bigger nigga, they kept 52s, 52.29, baby. They had them. They had them. I was short and round, and they had me. I was short, round, and stylish. Shout out to you.
And anytime I'm thinking about the nature of like body positivity, or just thinking about conversations that we constantly have about the body and things like that, for some reason my mind always goes to the great poet Paul Laurence Dunbar with the nature of we wear masks. And especially when we get to talking about Black and brown people, we wear masks each and every day, some that are self-imposed while other masks are forced on us. And so if you've been told all your life that you are unattractive because of your body type, and that those certain limitations should always be on you, you kind of unconsciously begin to formulate those ideas and those opinions, and so they become a part of the way that you think. So you believe that if I don't look a certain way, or I don't fit this particular brand or mold, then then innately there's something wrong with me. And it always becomes, I think, a lot of times, I think it starts for a lot of us from like family members and, just things that people say to us that, it's kind of like, we chalk it up, when we're little as like, oh, it's teasing, or, like just not even paying attention to it. But then when you start to get older and you start to realize like some of those things that, kind of like stay with you, like even if it is in a joking manner and that's how you may have took it at the time, you still may deep down like feel some sort of way about it, because it's like, it's not necessarily clouded, but it's like turned a little bit of your worldview about what you even think about the nature of the body. And so I know for me, like I was, I've always been short. I'm like 5'3", 5'4". I haven't grown since the ninth grade, y'all. I haven't grown since ninth grade. So, it's, props to all of our, smaller people out there.
I will say you look tall on video though. I wouldn't know you were short.
Like trying to, I try to have good posture. So, it kind of try to elevate.
Not with you.
I thought you were like 5'7", 5'8",
Ooh, I wish.
Okay. No,
but but yeah, it's like, but learning to love the body and the skin that you're in, that it's such a long journey. Like I remember one of the prime things that I think I went through in trying to like struggle with the nature of my body image was because even though I was a shorter guy, I always had broad shoulders. And so to me, something about it, like, I don't know why, like for whatever reason, like it didn't equate right. Like I remember I never used to like dressing out for gym and, stuff like that in school. And I remember one day, like something happened like to like one of like the shirts I was wearing or something. I don't know if I spilled something or whatever. One of my, I call people associates in school. We weren't friends, but like somebody tried to like give me like a shirt. And when I went to put the shirt on, like it was like tight at the top. And I'm like, wait a minute, why is this fitting like this? Like this guy is taller than I am and stuff like that. Like I'm like, this, like to me, like this body to ratio wasn't matching. Like, why is this happening? And so realizing that, oh, it's because of the fact like his frame is a lot like smaller than mine. So, even though I'm short, that was that first conscious moment. It was like, oh, but Tyrell also realized you may be shorter, but you also have broader shoulders. So you just can't fit into, like a smaller, just t-shirt at the time. So I don't know why that was like a very like signal moment for me, but it had me to know that, okay, just because I don't like look like how this guy is, or because I'm a different height or of a different weight, then that automatically equates to fitting things, that are meant to be the same. So, but yeah, it's one of those things that I think that in dealing with body image, you have to first, I think, stop to sit in it. Like that's the first and foremost thing. Any type of insecurity that you have, especially I think about your body, you have to learn to like sit in that insecurity. Like really ask yourself, why is this an insecurity for me? Is it because of like what I've been told, throughout my family? Is it because of like I see images of this on like social media, or in the media? I just had someone who was writing a paper recently. They were writing on the nature of this for as far as speaking about women, as far as living in this age of the Kim Kardashian body, which is like the slim thick fit. you know. So you
that
know,
shit
having
is fake.
yeah, and so like it's kind of like having, you know, these ideas about what it means to have like this slim waist, but have like this, you know, big robust butt, and you know, just all those type things like that. And recognizing, Adrian, like you just said, like that's not realistic. And even if it is, you have to recognize, if you're talking about celebrities, these celebrities are paying to have mass like personal trainers and, you know, things like that. Like they
All
can afford to, like, it's like,
procedures.
if you have that type of money, you can afford to look like that.
Right. I heard a phrase one time, you not ugly, you just broke.
Yeah. Exactly.
You just broke.
Exactly. So, you know, just thinking about, you know, just first, if you are having any type of body insecurity, just really just sitting with it and really trying to assess, where is this insecurity kind of like stemming from, first and foremost. And then I think after that, I think there's multiple ways you can try to deal with body insecurity. One, if it's an insecurity that you have that is like being reflected on yourself, that you know that you kind of want to change for you, then make the appropriate steps that you want to take to kind of like work on it, reflect on it. So if you want to lose like 20 pounds, like make a plan to do that. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be in the gym, but you know, that could mean like you're doing other types of exercises or workout routines or whatever that is. Like find something that makes you feel good about yourself. So that way, when you do reach that goal, and yes, we speak when you do, because we like to manifest things here. So that way, when you do reach those goals, it's like, no, okay, I did this for me, not because somebody else told me something, not because I felt like I needed to like look like this, but I actually did this for me. And it's going to make you feel so much more whole as a person when you start to see that, wait a minute, there was nothing that was wrong with me. However, I'm still not ignoring the feelings that I had though. And so because of those feelings, I took the necessary steps to feel better about me, you know, so.
And I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I think many people fall in that trap where they do decide to make changes to their lives because they want to fit in for other people's sense of beauty rather than what they find beautiful for themselves. Because I even remember for myself dealing with my own insecurities about my weight, where I had to ask myself, was like, Vernon, are you really trying to change yourself because other people feel as though that you look a certain type of way, that they feel like you need to lose weight? How do you actually feel about yourself? First off, do you love yourself in this moment? And if you don't love yourself right now, why is it that you don't love yourself? Where's this lack of love coming from? And remember how you used to feel about yourself when you were younger. When did that change? How did that change? And how can you get back to that point? And is it possible for you to get back to that point while you still look the way that you do right now? And I'm a firm believer that you have to love what you look like right now before you do decide to make those changes. Because like I said, I know what my ideal weight is, but at the same time, I still love the way I look right now. And I'm going to continue to love myself at every different stage of what my appearance may look like, because I have that self-love present right now. And I know that the changes that I will be making is for myself. So yes, exactly, Tyrell.
Definitely. And to piggyback on what you said, that really is true. Because I started from an athletic build, you know, I think I had like 23% body fat. And then when I got to college, you know, picked up the freshman 15, then the sophomore 30, then the junior 45, and then it was like, God damn, you know, and once I was at my heaviest, even though I had lost, you know, once I started losing weight, I still felt the same. And that was because I didn't love me. Like I had to fall in love with me to, one, get long-term progress, because it was always yo-yo. You know, I might do well for a few months and then pick it right back up and worse. And I was just like, well, I'm tired of this cycle. What's going on? And I realized I didn't love me. And if you don't love you, that's gonna touch every aspect of how you see yourself. So it wasn't until I learned to love Adrian for Adrian, and then began to work out and diet and, you know, do yoga and practice, you know, living intentionally, that I maintained the progress and actually increased it. And so now, you know, almost 200 pounds from where I was, it's like, I did do it, and I am happy. And if I don't lose another pound, I'll be cool. But I still want to, because it's like I wanna just keep chiseling away and creating the body that I want. And before, when I would try to lose weight, it was like, oh, if I lose enough weight, this person will want me, or my dad will love me, or my mom will be proud of me. And it went from that to, I want to lose weight because I'm trying to chisel out a motherfucker that will drop every penny I'm in a radius of. I'm trying to set bitches on fire. And I can do that when I get there. But with great power comes great responsibility. I'm not going to be responsible. I'm going to be very, very negligent, very, very reckless with the turning on of bitches. Okay, I'm going to do it. So it's God that is sparing them from this sexy motherfucker. But I'm coming. Lock up your daughters. Keep your sons in the house, because Draco is coming. I wasn't able to get that confidence until I began to love myself. So definitely Tyrell and Vernon, y'all are spot on with that for sure. It starts with you.
I love that. And also, something that I do want to make known as well is, as you are working on yourself or any type of body goals that you have, also especially when it comes to, I think, dating and relationships and things like that, please make sure that you are not getting into situations where you are being fetishized as well.
Yes.
Because there's a very blatant aspect. Like, it's okay, like, hey, if you are, a bit of a skinnier person, if you have a love for chubs, or, whatever that is. I mean, of course, love what you love. But I don't want my people on the receiving end to feel like, just because like this person will, have sex with me, or, like whatever, then all of a sudden, then that means something, kind of implicit. So because my, kind of push back for that is that, okay, yeah, this person is willing to have sex with you, but are they willing to be seen with you out in public?
Right.
So it's kind of like, if you wanted to have a hookup, everything like that, that's all well and good and all, but just don't delude yourself into thinking that, oh, okay, just because this person gives me this time and attention because I look a certain way, then that automatically means something else. So just, to have that kind of, caveat there.
Yes, for sure.
That's a word. That's why I tell people, like, most definitely when it comes to dating, I'd rather date somebody who appreciates my body and not sexualize my body any day, because I want them to appreciate the curves, every part of it. It kind of like worshiping in a way, but not necessarily worshiping my body. But if I send them a nude, they're happy that I sent it to them, and it's not because it made them feel like, yes, it's because they just love to see my body, and rather than they only want to see my nude so that it can provide some sexual gratification, is something that they can jack off to, is something that they can like find some sexual fulfillment out of it. Granted, yeah, for those who love to send nudes, have at it. I love that for you all. And even if I want to send my partner for nudes for that reason, I'm open to doing that. But if every single day they choose to appreciate me, that goes a long way versus just, oh, I just want to see your nudes, or I just want to see your body kind of shit.
Yeah.
So
I will share with y'all a little nude that I did. Don't worry, it's not me actually, dude. But don't you play with me, boy. This is one that's been making the rounds.
Oh,
okay.
bitch!
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
But 2 years ago, you would have never got that. I would have never did that. You would have never seen that. No. But I've been working on the shoulders and the traps and the chest and the stomach getting tight. I've been doing my big one. And so, as you feel better, you get that confidence, and that confidence allows you to reach markets that you weren't reaching before. I will say, for my people that's actually, if you're trying to lose weight and things, and like Tyrell said, you may not have to, go to the gym. You could do other exercises. That's true. But also, 75% of the work that you're going to do is not in the gym. It's nutrition. Mm-hmm. You have to learn what body type you have. You have to learn what fuels that body type. You have to learn how you burn fat, how you pick up muscle. your fitness journey is literally that. You are the only you to ever exist. So you've got to tailor your training and your nutrition to you. And those of you, it's something that's trial and error. I used to think that protein was the way because that's what you hear. Protein builds muscle. You need to eat a lot of protein to build muscle. I actually don't have to eat hardly any protein to build muscle. I have to maintain complex carbs. So spinach, sweet potatoes, kale, those things are what bring my muscles to the forefront because it puts me into ketosis, which has me burning fat. And while I'm burning fat, I'm weight training, which I'm building my muscles myself. I only have to take in maybe 10, 15 grams of protein daily. And that's not what you hear. That's not what you see. That's not mainstream. But it took me the years of learning with trial and error and figuring it out that's what works for me. A low carb, medium to high protein diet with excellent hydration and stay away from sugars. I'm not a sweet person. I don't like cake. I don't like candy. I don't like any of that. But a bitch will tear up some Coca-Cola. I love Coca-Cola. Every time you see me, you probably see me with a Coca-Cola. But I had to chill out on the Coke because it's just one can is like 200 fucking calories. I was drinking cans a day, like 3, 4, 5. Just half of my caloric intake was Coke, And once I cut out Coke, it just started falling off. These are things that you learn as you are on the journey. And even if you don't know what to do, it is okay to link up with somebody who does, or who is, you see someone that's where you want to be. Ask them, because 9 times out of 10, they're going to be happy to tell you everything that they do. And someone who's, really fitness minded or, very cares about health and wellness, they're going to tell you, this is what works for me. You could start as a base here, but you're going to tailor your actions to you. Don't listen to anyone telling you, I got the secret, I know what it is, do this. No, because true weight loss and health and muscle building is a lifestyle change. It's not something you do temporarily. It is who you become. And just like any journey, there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. Celebrate those victories. Do not dwell on the failures. We all failure. Goddamn. We all fail. And failure is a part of success. Yes. Just keep going. Every day, just keep going. Y'all can do it. Auntie, believe in you.
Yes.
Not y'all. I was talking to the people. Y'all can do it too.
Damn. I was feeling important for a second. I knew you was talking to them too, but damn.
I gotta talk to my babies. I'm your uneducated friend.
We're gonna fight.
Yeah, I did it again. I did it the fuck again.
We're going to fight.
Edit it out.
If y'all hear a report of a Vernon T. Scott going to jail for abuse, I'm sorry. Blame Adrian.
I want y'all to know that if Vernon pull up on me, he ain't going to jail, and he is getting folded like a picnic table.
Okay, so y'all won't be seeing that report at all. I'm scared. I am scared.
And when Vernon pop up pregnant, it's me. I'm the pappy.
No DNA test needed.
None.
We know. Conception date 7/9/23.
You heard it. Kindergarten graduation.
On a different note, since we're already talking about sex at this point, so what is sex positivity?
I like to think of myself as sex positive, but I'll be honest, I really don't know what it means. I'm just pro sex. Like, if you trying to fuck. As long as you got consent and you say, get it how you live. But I don't know if that's really what it is. That's just how I feel.
Honestly, that is it.
Oh, okay. Cool. I'm sex positive. I can say it confidently now.
I'm so done. You got anything to add on that, Tyrell?
Yeah. So, when I think about what it means to be sex positive, I think it's again, it starts with a idea, like a mindset, is the idea that, you innately believe people should have the space to explore, learn, embody whoever that they want to be, sexually, without I think like the judgment and the shame that comes with it. And especially when we talk about the aspects of being like non-judgmental doesn't mean like, oh, like you're just like on board for everything, but I think it's ultimately respecting people's choices though. And so respecting people's choices regarding the like aspects of diversity, gender expression, as Adrian said, the nature of consent first and foremost. And so you put these things into practice. And yeah, I don't think being sex positive is any type of like rocket science, but of course, but it is to say like you have to have the mindset that you believe that people should have the freedom to explore sex, sexual expression, gender expression, how they feel the need to.
I also want to put just a little nugget in there. I know people like say like shaming is wrong. You can still, something cannot be for you and you not be shaming it. Okay. Exactly. Like that's not, those, they're not mutually, or they're not, damn it, I can't remember.
Mutually exclusive.
Mutually exclusive.
Yeah. Thank you, college friends. They're not. One can be true while the other is also true. Just because I'm not huge on anal does not mean I shame people that like it. It's not for me. Okay, but if you want your pussy blown out, get it blown out. I'm here for you, rah. Use the lube. All right, relax, yes. Take a deep breath. Pop as if you're nasty. All right, but I myself will not be engaging in that. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just not for me. And that's okay. You can be sex positive and still have hard nose. That doesn't, the two are not like the same. I cannot be into something but still be a sex positive person. Or am I wrong, Doctor?
No, you're completely right. You're completely right.
And it's just all about your approach.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like sure. That's an important message to put out there, because some people really do think that sex positivity means that you have to accept everything, and it's really not that. It just means that you're not going to shame people for what a consenting adults decide to do with their bodies. It's none of your business, and you act as though it's none of your business because it is none of your business, and you keep it moving. Like I know there's some aspect of sex positivity that some people are comfortable with, where there's a blamelessness or something like that. Like people will think that sex positivity is equated to like promiscuity, meaning that I can fuck as many people as I want, and anybody who is doing less than that, you're not as sex positive as I am. No, that's not sex positivity. That just means you're promiscuous, and that's okay if that's the case. Most definitely, if that promiscuity is coming from a healthy place. If it's coming as a trauma response, go to therapy. Please.
Yeah.
Please.
Like it's important to recognize that regardless of how much sex a certain person has, or how little sex that they have, or what type of sex that they engage in, as long as that consent is there and all parties are agreed upon and they're experiencing what they identify as safe, there's no issue at all.
Exactly.
Cool.
Exactly. And I even find that in the nature of, when I talk to people about being polyamorous, it's one of those aspects where people's immediate mind, of course, one of the stereotypes, of course, is always just to go to sex, right? And then my thing is like, I don't mean to be rude and stuff as because people know I'm in English, I'm, in writing studies, and I'm like, okay, clearly we need to like brush up on definitions and, our vocabulary, because if you look in the nature of the dictionary, amory literally means love. So if you put the nature of poly, which we know is multiple, amory, which is love, it's really not that hard to figure out. Like, of course, sex is a big part of things, but polyamory, of course, just meaning that you're open to multiple loves. And so the nature of how people will stigmatize as to say like, oh, well, why would you want that? Why would you do this? A lot of people that I know in poly communities do not have that same reaction to monogamy. It's like, no, it's like we love people who are, monogamous. Hey, do you? Just because I do something different, that's not to shame anything that you do. So it is to say, like in talking about being sex positive, it's like if you have the thought about if you see somebody with a crop top that has the word slut on it, like if you immediately think like, oh, that person must be a slut, like really take some time with yourself to really feel like, okay, well, what did I connote or associate with the fact that just because this person was wearing a crop top, like I just assumed like they're a slut.
They could be a virgin in that crop top. They could
exactly.
Have
so yeah, and so that's the thing. It's kind of like you have to really sit and think about why it is you have the certain mind frames that you do. And it's not to say that just because you do, like, oh my God, like you're a horrible person, but it is to say like, hey, this could be like a learning lesson for you, like in this moment, as to say like, why did I? Because I mean, we've all been there where we have made, preconceived judgments or, whatever about somebody or a particular group. And so it's to say like, sit in that for a moment. As to say like, wait a minute, why did I actually have this response?
I feel like, am I mistaken? Aren't those slut shirts like a activist movement? I feel like
I believe so.
I think so.
It started with Amber Rose and the slut walk. So that they're not basically taking back the word itself, because when Amber started that, like, violence against women was like really climbing, and all women too, trans women as well. Yes. It was a lot of sexual assault, and misconduct happening, and they were trying to center it on, well, look how she dresses. Bitch, I could be butt ass naked. That doesn't give you the right to enter my pussy ever. Never. Exactly. If I didn't say you got the green light like Beyonce told us, you better stay the fuck away. But I love that as a culture we are moving more towards, moving away from that, believing women more and things like that. But there are still those classic deniers that are, she's always around boys, and she's got more guy friends than girlfriends. She's asking for it. No woman is ever asking for anything. No man is ever asking for anything. No person that has not explicitly said, I would like you inside of me, is asking for anything. Whether they're dressed a certain way, whether they listen to a certain music, whether they carry themselves in a certain way. If you don't have permission, you best not touch. And I don't play about consent at all. I will dead a motherfucker quick. And you can revoke consent, as Tyrell said in our last episode. You can revoke it at any moment. You could be this close to my coochie, and if I say no, you go any further, that's rape, my boy. And I'm going to defend myself.
And speaking of the fact of body shaming and the nature of it being in media and things like that, whenever this episode drops, just think about recently what has gone on in the headlines with Keke Palmer and the nature of her and the nature of her, partner. It is to say, hello,
clownery.
we don't listen, guys. And I say this to my class all the time. When we be talking about lessons and stuff like that, like, I don't have to make these things up. Like, you literally see this play out, play out, so we could have a whole entire conversation about that.
No,
so I'm just saying, look at some real life examples.
You don't bring that up and think that the episode's over now because we talked about this shit.
Yeah, so hey, this is literally a prime example.
We literally just speak on the fact that Buddy is insecure for no fucking reason.
Thank you.
It's Usher, my nigga. Usher, first of all, let's not forget, Usher has a little parting gift. I doubt that your baby mama is just gonna hop on that without, heavy consideration. Again, not shaming those with the same gift that Usher has, but she was happy being a mother. She's not going to expose herself to anything that's gonna endanger her child or her partner. Furthermore, you, my nigga, were taking pictures in your drawers, thirst trapping like a motherfucker. First of all, you are not the breadwinner. You are living off of Keke. And I guarantee you better tread lightly, because there's many a nigga that know how to play their role. And wear what you want to wear, baby. I'm cool. Like, you coming to suck my dick, right? This the dick. This the ass Usher wanted but couldn't get because it's mine. Like, that's the fact that he's making such a fuss is fucking hilarious.
And the thing is, and let's talk about the attack on women for a second. And this is something that, and particularly for our brothers out there, like this is a clear like learning lesson, is that even if you because it's like to say, let's like try to take this in the opposite way. No, he should not be trying to police her body with the things that she wears first and foremost. But even if not to disregard his feelings, like if some reason you had a problem with the way that she went to the concert or whatever, has some type of problem with the way she dressed, what made it on behalf of you to feel like you had the right to go online on social media to publicly shame your partner who is the mother of your child, who you just had a child with, that you are living with, and on top of that, not recognizing the repercussions that were going to happen because of it, because of your ignorant ass comments, now you have opened up the floodgates for now all these other men to talk about the nature of your woman.
Exactly.
So I'm just like,
and she said he saw me before I left. So why then did you not speak on it before she left?
Because at the end of the day, it really wasn't about the way. It really wasn't about the outfit. It was about the fact when those videos posted and she saw it was, unfortunately, it was about Usher. Like, it was about Usher.
And
Usher is almost 50, y'all.
Exactly.
Like, what are you scared of?
Like,
he done had 3 knee replacements. You in your prime, my nigga. What are you worried about? I'll be damned if the 50-year-old woman got me shaking in my boots. I promise you, she won't.
Look, the thing, like going into insecurities, most definitely while like dating somebody in romantic relationships and all that other shit, is that I feel like we really do need to have this conversation about toxic masculinity and how that feeds into the insecurities. Like, how the fuck do you think Keke Palmer, for whatever the fuck reasons, give a damn? Like, yeah, she's a fan of Usher. You know that. Like, what makes you think that she's going to sleep with this man? Do you not know your own woman? Everybody on the fucking internet knows Keke is not going to sleep with motherfucking Usher. How the fuck you don't know that? Like, how the fuck can fucking Usher bring you any kind of insecurity? I understand a basic motherfucker like me. I'm out here and I'm out on the streets and I'm dating somebody and Usher pull their motherfucking hands and it looks like Usher's about to fuck that night. I understand that my partner is probably not coming back home to me that night. I get that. But this is a whole public ass figure. Keke knows better. Keke knows herself. She knows everything that she needs to know. She's been in these circles multiple times. This is not her first Usher concert, nigga. Like,
she was around Trey Songz. She was around fucking John Legend. She's been around plenty of niggas. But now you mad?
Right. Like, what do you think Usher's gonna do? Like, literally, what do you think Usher's gonna do? Break his fucking ankle? Like, what's he gonna do? Sorry, that was like a age joke. I'm sorry.
Ages.
That was very ages. I apologize. I know a lot of people that's like 50 plus and they got some strength on them. I love that for them.
That old man strength, like, is unmatched.
It is unmatched. Like, look, we're not going into that. But like, Usher, what the fuck are you gonna do? Like, not Usher, him.
And it's just like I say, it's just the nature of the audacity. It's not like, because my thing is, at the end of the day, for any reason, if you had a problem with the way she looked or whatever, like, to me, it's like, why is it the immediate response is to go to social media? Like, if I am having a problem with the way, like, I feel like my woman is walking out the house or whatever, that's something I'm going to address privately. Like, why?
Because he wanted to shame her.
Exactly.
It was a malicious act.
Yeah. And I'm just like, and that's my thing that has always been with the nature of social media. And, of course, like, this is just a little side note. I really don't feel the nature to be as forgiving for people who go on the nature of like your Instagram lives, who post things that are malicious, because my thing is like, at some point, even if you do things that are like in the heat of the moment, there is like one step, okay, I'm mad. 2, I'm going to my phone. 3, I'm about to post this message. 4, I'm about to click submit. So in all of those steps and all of those kind of like, multi-mini steps, it never occurs to you to be like, okay, wait a minute, I'm in my feelings for a moment. Like, let me settle down for a minute. So like you say, it's to maliciously, with intent, publicly shame, and not just shame anyone, but the woman that you are with, the woman again that has just had your child, the woman that you live with. Like, it's just the disrespect and the audacity.
We got to be clear.
Again, the disrespect and the audacity. I can't.
Bro, audacity got to be on sale. What a God, because niggas and
it's buy one get one free. You buy it for yourself and you give it to your homeboy, and all y'all motherfuckers is still wrong. Like,
it's on clearance or something, I swear, because it has been in high demand.
And Adrian, like you said, because it's like for people who may not necessarily even be familiar with him, because I know I certainly I think I saw him like once or twice, but like you said, when it comes out about the fact, like, okay, you talking about your, supposedly your woman, but yeah, you up here posting thirst trap pictures every other day. Like, really?
And she didn't blast your ass ever, because she knows what she got. She knows that dick belongs to her.
Look,
so I can't.
All I know is if Keke Palmer posts anything saying, "Hey, I'm having auditions for a stepfather role. It is paying free housing." That's all I need. Like, bitch, do you need me to cook? I can watch the baby. I'm good with kids. I can do everything that you need. What's up? Like, Keke, I got you, girl. Like, we'll make sure you're satisfied and everything. Like, what's up?
And Keke, you have an open invitation to the Lady Palm, baby. I'll be your gondola guy. Let a nigga know. Let a nigga know.
Exactly.
Does he not know that the generation that brought about Black Twitter were still there, and like we all are of Keke Palmer's generation, that we all love Keke Palmer. We was there since Tequila
and the Bee.
We grew together with this woman.
And I kind of have, and I also have an affinity for Keke because we Virgos together. So her birthday's the 26th, I'm the 29th, so that's my Virgo sister. I'm like, no, you're not finna do this right now. Not today.
Look, you literally came on actual Keke's internet. You really came on Keke's internet that day, and you thought Keke's internet was going to be like, "Oh, you right, bro." No, you can have your little misogynist crowd to support whatever the fuck you saying because they feel the same way about their women.
That's because the Samuelites ain't got nobody to serve no more. Kevin died, so they rallying behind this nigga now.
Like, you better check that bitch. No, we're gonna check all the fuck you. Like, who the fuck are you?
And of course, it's not even to fetishize and sexualize it, but can we just talk about, like, if you saw that video when Keke did the turn, like, can we just talk about how great she's always looked good, but like people were saying, like, people are paying to get the body that Keke has. Like, the body is given.
Keke is so fucking delicious. Like, oh my God. Like
Keke is given.
Keke, baby, if you listening, Draco said you can get it. You can have it. You ain't even gotta pay for it. Just come get it. Come get me.
Like, that man.
I'm an excellent side nigga, I promise.
But yeah, like, toxic masculinity really has fed so many insecurities in men. Yeah. Kind of like what you mentioned earlier, Adrian, about how some people feel like, what was it? Like, not necessarily having control over their partners, or I forgot what it was. But like,
well, they're being insecure.
Yeah, just being insecure within their relationships, and how, like, you have to get that validation from your partner, or you have to feel the need to control how they go outside, or like, why is it that a lot of, especially men today, don't recognize that the person who's coming home to me is already the prize that I caught? It is already the person that I've obtained. Like, I would love for me to go outside and motherfuckers are trying to get my partner. I'm sorry. I love it, because at the end of the day, we're coming home together. Like, what did you think this was going to be? Like, they're here for a reason. They chose me, and they continue to choose me, and they chose me way before you came into the picture. So what do you think you're going to take? Like,
you can't take nothing that don't want to leave.
Exactly. Like, it's so sad to see that masculinity and insecurity is linked so strongly, rather than understanding that having your own confidence in yourself, that makes you a little bit more masculine. Like, I don't give a damn. Like, you cannot take my masculinity from me. You really cannot. You can't take my identity from me. You can call me all kinds of fucking names. All I have to do is just show attention to it, and and still not give a damn. Like, I can like your post, I can do everything. I'm like, oh, that was actually a good joke, but what the fuck are you going to change about my life? Like, what are you going to strip? I can go outside in a whole ass dress and still feel confident in my masculinity. Can you, nigga? That's the real problem.
A lot of them can't.
And that's as simple as, a lot of them can't. And unfortunately, it's one of those things that they transfer those feelings onto you, or try to make, or it's kind of like that reverse psychology, or try to make you think that, oh, it's something that's wrong with you because they feel a certain way. So, at the end of the day, I've always said that you cannot control how nobody feels, and all you can do is control how you respond to people. Because people are going to show you their real colors. They're going to show you what type of person they are. And all you can do is control how you respond.
And that's like, I will have to admit that, toxic masculinity is a trait that is upheld by people of all genders and gender expressions. And on top of that, if you're in a relationship with any person and you're not liking the way that they're talking to you, the way that they're approaching you, the way that they're communicating, if you don't feel safe around that person, leave. Just that simple. Like, I hate seeing these comments about, oh, women aren't gonna do the blah 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 blah, they be doing the same blah 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 blah. And yeah, that might be true, but at the same time, why are you continuing to choose these people that you keep making these comments about? Like, why can't you choose something different? Why can't you choose something that feels a little bit different from you? If you feel as though that you cannot be vulnerable and open to this certain woman, this certain man, then leave. Find somebody else. Find somebody new. It's 1 billion people out here on this planet. 11 billion to be exact. Now, all these motherfuckers. All these motherfuckers out here.
Where did the other 10 go?
and also when it comes back to, like, speaking about the body and body positivity, I really do believe, like, we need to be trying to drop the kind of archaic notions about, I believe, like, everybody should be viewing their body as, like, a prized temple, to themselves as a prized possession, and not just have that narrative to be towards women. Of course, we know that women are high times more likely to be sexualized, fantasized, be at risk for, prone to physical violence. But I feel like this trope about, like, we need to protect women's bodies but do not hold boys growing up accountable, that we glorify the nature of boys being physical and being very physically intimate at very young ages. Like, I followed a Twitter thread once, and it was shocking to me about how many men were talking about their very first, like, sexual experiences, or
9,
just
10,
being 11, exactly.
12.
And I'm just like,
and they brag,
oh my God,
like, baby, you're a victim. That's not okay.
That's not, like, it's not okay. And so I think that, again, we need to try to drop these kind of archaic notions where we want to protect some people and not all people. No, children just in general growing up need to be learning about the nature of their body, seeing their body as prized, and to learn, and especially to teach boys as well, to know what it's like to have respect for your body as well.
Yes.
So it's not something that needs to be divided up as to say, like, oh, we need to protect, this gender group more than this gender group, or these people more than these people. No, it's a conversation that everybody needs to be a part of, and to know, like, no, there's just certain things that's just not, it's not okay.
And by doing that, you're glorifying one and victimizing another.
Exactly.
That's not fair. That's not fair. That's not right. If you are a child engaging in sexual behavior, whomever is engaging in that with you, whether male or female, they are a predator, period. You do not fuck children. I don't care. Babysitters, principals, teachers, coaches, whether it's a boy or a girl, if it is an underage individual, you are a fucking monster, and you need to burn in hell, as far as I'm concerned.
And that's that.
That's our PSA announcement.
I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know I can't stand motherfuckers fucking with kids, because that's ruining their life before they even got to start it.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
dare you?
And that's the thing, like I consider, like, as I think about myself, and I think the reason why I was actually able to get to a place when I started being intimate, because I started being intimate later on in my life when I was 25. And the thing is, by me having to question certain things about like my body and things like that, because, Adrian, it's like you said earlier, it's like, certain insecurities that, you have, you find out that, like, hey, other people love, and it's kind of like, it takes you, it's like, it takes you a little bit aback. It's like, really? But it's like, okay, like if y'all like it, then okay, I can learn to love. And so, but by engaging with the nature of the things that made me uncomfortable, or kind of made me a little iffy about the way that I looked, it was like, okay, I'm starting to kind of understand myself a lot more and things like that. So for a lot of kids that are growing up who are being exposed to sex very young, and I'm not saying because unfortunately we have a lot of people that are their choices and their innocence is taken away from them, unfortunately. But for people who are and kids, obviously if you're under the age of 18, you cannot be in the right frame of mind to consent. But it is to say, if you are in certain situations where it's like you're thinking that this is okay, the reason why there's such mixed ideas about your body and sex as you grow up is because if you're exposed to it at such a young age, you don't know what it means. And instead of having to learn what it means for you, so that way you are feeling like you have much more autonomy and much more self-confidence as you get older, it's like, okay, well, if I didn't been having sex since I was 11, 12 years old, it's like that ship has already sailed. And so I'm not saying that to say like, oh, like you need to wait till you're in your 20s, of course, to have sex or anything, but to not engage in it, or to do some self-work about what you believe about your body and the things and the narratives that you tell yourself, so that way you can feel empowered when you are in physical and intimate situations where those insecurities may, creep about. And you know how to healthily deal with it.
Yes. Agreed.
And just for a self shout out for myself, shameless plug moment. I might as well. Look, so by this point that this episode released, I will already be within my clinical rotations within sex therapy and helping people with sexual traumas and whatnot. One of the things that I will be specializing in is adult survivors of childhood sexual abuse, as well as Black men for general practice related concerns. So if you're a Black man and you need a therapist, hit a motherfucker up named Vern. If you are a person that falls within that spectrum of being an adult survivor of childhood sexual abuse, regardless of your race, just know that that's a resource that's available to you, most definitely if you're in the state of Georgia. So just putting that out there.
Yes.
To get closer to the end of this episode, we did go over it briefly earlier on about social media and its impact on how we think about ourselves. Can we go back into that conversation? And also to wrap things up, can we also speak on how can one love themselves more too?
Absolutely. So what I think about the nature of social media and body image is that I don't believe like it is a lot of times like when we see celebrities or we see like influencers and people like that, I don't think that a lot of people have the like a malicious intent about how they promote themselves. I think that people come into a lot of times wanting people to feel like the best about themselves body wise. However, I think that what is not particularly understood is that, you look like you do for a reason, and the things that you talk about, are not going to be readily available. So it's almost like when you speak from an experience that a mass amount of your audience will never like know. And then even if like you were, necessarily say, hey, you've lost so much weight, if you were a bigger person, at one time in your life or whatever, yeah, you can speak to an experience. But I think that sometimes in the messages of social media, people miss the nature of, yeah, this is what you can do if you want this type of body or you want this type of shape. But let's have a disclaimer here. You are enough and you look very nice, just, obviously just the way you are as well. And I think that that's the caveat that is missed. So I think with the nature of social media, of course, I'm not on Instagram personally, but I know a lot of people talk about like people who promote a lot of their brands and stuff on Instagram and other parts of social media, that it's like, okay, yeah, this person is like my body goals, or, like something like that. And, it's all taken, as jokes and fun, but there is a very, kind of dark and detrimental side to it, regardless whether or not the person who's doing the influencing recognizes it or not. So yeah, that's kind of like my take on social media.
Hold on. Let me pull it up again. Social media, like, I think we can all agree that it was a good idea in theory. And then in practice, it just became this uncontrolled entity that has a very problematic amount of power, right? So I feel that as far as social media is concerned, like Tyrell said, you may see, so-and-so's my body goals. But at the same time, you got to know that everything is not for everybody, okay? Yeah. According to the BMI, I should weigh 135 pounds. I haven't weighed that since I was like 13 years old. And I was skinny. I look sick at 135 pounds. That's not a healthy weight for me. So yeah, the BMI would say, oh, because I'm only 5'2", I should be between 130 and 140. But it doesn't take into account my body structure specifically. I am very muscular. My muscles are large and I'm short. So they're compounded. If I was taller, they would be longer and leaner. But I'm 5'2". So my bicep is like a potato, okay? Whereas, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, he's going to have a python because he's longer than me, right? But I said all that to say, the BMI does not take into account body composition, right? And just like other scales of beauty may have inherent biases already built in, that's why we should not look to those things to define what beauty is. I'm very much in agreement with what both of you said. Beauty starts from within. You create your standard of beauty. You create how you want to feel. As long as you are happy with what you see, that is all that matters. Fuck any and everybody else that has something to say about it. As far as like how to love yourself more, honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I can tell you what worked for me, which was I had to combat the negative thoughts. They don't ever go away. Spoiler alert. There's always going to be a day or a moment or, a time frame. You may be stressed. You may be overwhelmed. You may be sick. You may be tired. Those thoughts don't go away. But what does happen is if you strengthen your internal voice, you might look in the mirror and go, bitch, I'm fat as fuck. No. That's not how we talk about ourselves. I am healthy. I am happy. I am whole. I am beautiful. You may not believe that shit at first, but the human mind is it's quelled for repetition. It loves repetition. That is how we learn things. That is how ideas take root, just by repeating things. And you might not believe it at first, but as time goes on, you will begin to believe it. I mean, not to quote the Bible, but y'all know I grew up Christian. But there's a verse that says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Everything starts here in the mind. So you have to recondition your mind. You have to insert love where hate was bred. You have to insert positive feelings where negative feelings were given. You have to do the work. And it's a journey and it's a struggle. And sometimes it hurts. Sometimes it's rewarding. Sometimes it don't feel like shit really going on. But don't give up on you. Because like I always say, all you got is you. So you got to love you. You have to do the work for you.
Exactly.
Up to you.
Exactly. I echo so much of that. One of my practices, just like when I'm trying to, because I tend to think of, on a serious note, I really do believe, to echo what Adrian said, like the nature of repetition, what, if it helps for you to think about, positive affirmations that you can, give yourself each and every day. And just like how they say, like, it takes 14 days to break a habit, it also goes the same to pick up one, I think, as well. So if you need to get into the habit of having positive affirmations for yourself, please do. On a more funny note, I tend to say, like, when I'm trying to like feel myself or, whatever, reaffirm myself, I say, look, just do one of those like Tyra Banks, model numbers, turn around in the mirror and just go ting. Like, I always have my teen moments where it's like, baby, you can't tell me nothing, and I could be looking a hot mess, but you'll never know that, because it's like the way I feel in my mind. Like, you can't tell me nothing. Spoiler: I just had a moment. Yes, I had maybe 1 or 2 days ago. I just felt like being goofy and being silly. I walked in front of my mom as she was like watching TV or eating something. I said, "Mom, I need you to be honest with me about something." She's looking at me. She's like, "What? What are you talking about?" She's like, I was like, "Listen, I need you to tell me which side you think I look better on, my left or my right." And, just being silly, being goofy. And she's like looking at me like, "Boy, if you don't get honest." But the fact is that I need to be goofy and silly in that moment where it's like, listen, I need to know, like, what side is, am I looking good on today? Like the left or the right? I need to know.
Right.
Like, so just let me know something. So, again, as much as that is being silly, like, you have to find moments to joke and laugh also about, the things that may give you, that you have insecurities about, and, things like that. So again, on a serious note, having those positive affirmations, but then just learning just to like laugh at the things that you also feel, insecurity about. And it's not laughing to kind of like mask the pain, that you feel as well, because you definitely don't want to dismiss it, but just learning to love it. Because like Adrian said, you're not going, insecurities are things I think that don't really ever go away. Like they're always a part of you, but it's the way that they manifest and the way that you deal with them is really what's key and what's important.
Yeah.
For sure.
I better say all of those great things. I love y'all so much. Let me add my poor 2 cents to that.
Did you say 42 cents?
I said poor.
A specific number.
I said poor 2 cents.
Oh.
Poor quality.
Like
okay.
42. I'm like Jackie Douglas.
Well, still 42 cents, still poor. Like you do better than that.
Chalet, a little bit. I'm just trying to get to 50. Give me 8 more cents. But I would say, oh, bitch, I'll take the shirt off real quick. But like I would say, like social media in itself, though it has become such a very toxic place. You have the power to curate the space that you want with it as well. If that means blocking the comments, blocking the likes, and clearing your mind from all those other distractions, do so. If that means taking a break from social media, always do that. Because look, I'm big on taking my little breaks. Like I will take it if I need it, and sometimes I really do be needing it. One of the things that I personally do to make myself feel good is I love looking at myself in black and white. So I have my own little black and white.
You do love a black and white selfie.
Bitch,
Lord
I
Jesus.
do. I do.
I'm like, is it TV, bro? What is going on?
And I will have my hashtag black and white model, because I need people to know I am always modelesque, and I'm always looking for, like, I'm the next talent. If you follow that hashtag, probably you will see at least 50 pictures of Vernon and probably like 30 of other people. Like, but you gonna find Vernon if you're looking for a model for your black and white shoot. You better find a bitch, okay? Like, but that helps me feel good about myself. It makes me feel confident, even when I sometimes have my little rants or chats for my little stories or what have you on Instagram. I might do that shit shirtless and feel great and feel good about myself because Adrian, stop it. I cannot with you. Like, it's not that I'm going to be showing the titties, even though I did like kind of like hints that it was Free Titty Friday, and I kind of moved the camera down, and my auntie told me I need to get off the internet being grown.
Yeah. Tell your auntie to mind her business.
I just laughed.
Some of us want to see it.
But even things like that, I decided to make that into a fun moment rather than a place of judgment, because I'm feeling good about myself and I'm going to continue to feel good about myself. And also, my favorite thing that I used to do for myself, and I still do every now and again just to improve how much I love myself, is giving myself a hug, because sometimes I just need one, and I give great hugs, and I give myself good hugs.
Give great hugs, even though I only come up to your belly button, but I be there.
It's okay. like those are some of the things I do for myself. I know something that people can do generally, looking at yourself in the mirror a lot more, posting things like with affirmations on like notes around your mirror, just reminding you how beautiful you are, even looking at different parts of your body and identifying what you like about that and speaking positive things about those certain portions. Like, oh, my feet, even though you might be a little bit dusty today, girl, you still look cute. I like the way that you bent over to the left a little bit. Look at you. How can I make you look a little bit pretty? You know what? I have some nail polish. Let me go ahead and put some of that on there. And look, you look even better. Yes, girl. Yes, God. Like, doing these things, loving on yourself when you put lotion on your legs, speaking positive energy into your body, speaking the positive words. Oh, I love how smooth my legs feel today. Oh, I love how hairy my legs feel today. I love how this lotion is rubbing on my skin, and I love how it's making my skin healthy and beautiful. All these different things you can say about yourself, about your body, to make you feel more in tune with yourself. It's a lot of things, but that's just me putting out a little bit of, you know.
Yeah, that's actually one of my common practices. I love the nature of course, not just bathing for hygiene purposes, of course, but I just love the cleansiness of like taking my baths. And so I love the nature of applying like my Cocoa Radiant and stuff like that. My inside joke is like, you know, that's how I apply my Cocoa Radiant. That's how I stay radiant all the time. Like, you better know. Like, so when I'm, lotioning it up, I'm trying to, get smooth and everything. I'm like, I do exactly that. I'm like, this is like what makes me, like, it makes me feel good, And just a side note, Vernon, to what you said earlier about posting, like, pics, especially in the mirror. Y'all don't be ratchet and posting dirty mirror pics. Like,
clean your mirror.
like clean your mirrors, really. Like, I can't stand that.
So we don't think you dirty. Look, you nasty.
We're not going to
dirty.
We're not going to shame
that. Like,
your
that's
body.
Not cute.
They said we're not going to shame your body, but we're going to shame that motherfucker.
Shame that mirror.
Dirty ass mirror.
Like,
bitch, yes, you looking good, but what the fuck is up with that mirror? How you
like? Don't do that, y'all. That's not cute.
Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Somebody had posted like a mirror selfie, and she was like, me featuring me, and I was like, should have been you featuring Windex.
You cute.
She was like, fuck you, Adrian. I was just like, I'm just saying. At least you brushing. You brushing something.
Like, y'all, if y'all gonna do the mirror pics, like, clean your mirror a little bit. Like, don't be having your mirror looking all dirty and ratchet. Like, that's not cute. Like, don't do that. Don't do that.
That's why I have, like, look at your environment. Like, there's been plenty of times, there's a reason why I take my photos certain ways, certain angles, because look, sometimes my flow in my bedroom, it ain't cute. So y'all don't need to see that. I need to like clean up this my clothes and put them in the basket. You don't need to see that. But what you will see is a motherfucking looking good laying back on the bed, like, bitch, you see these eyes, you see the smile, you see the bitch, you know this is gorgeousness. Like, come on. phone.
Yeah, I do. I sure do.
I'm so done.
I don't know why I act like everything you post is just for me. Like,
because it is, bitch. You know
not.
it is.
It's not. It is so egotistical of me. Like, every time you post, I'll be like, yeah, that's right. You better post that picture for me, baby.
You better post for Zaddy.
Comment. It's either me or Sharita on your shit.
Look, we need to talk about Sharita and this pregnancy that Facebook is trying to force on her.
Girl.
Like, oh my God, like social media.
I'm gonna tell Marquise Zuckerberg to leave my friend uterus alone. Like every time she played them little games, it's baby.
I was like, damn.
God damn.
Oh God. Alrighty, so that's the episode. Y'all, thank y'all so much for joining me today. Adrian, Tyrell, y'all are beautiful, wonderful people. Is there any last words that y'all would like to share with the audience before I close this out?
Ooh, Adrian, you want to go first?
Sure. Last words. Look, babies, Auntie don't have no wisdom for you right now, okay? But I think what we could take away is that you are perfect just the way you are. Now, is there room for improvement? Probably. Should you choose to. But if you choose to, make that your decision. Don't let anyone or anything influence or tell you who or what you need to be. This is your life. You write your own story.
Love that. And just to echo onto that, I think like as far as actionable steps, if you are having, those body insecurities or any type of insecurities for that matter, I think some good key important steps are to be with yourself first and foremost. Go to those places that scare you. So ask those tough questions and why you have that mindset. Confront, the nature of those limitations that other people have placed on you. Because when you think about it, what other people think about you is really none of your business. So you need to be concerned with yourself. And then lastly, always practice the nature of positive affirmations. It can do wonders for you.
Yes. Oh, thank y'all so much. And so audience out there, I was supposed to have like the third book of the sexual experience, the sexual exploration journal out for everybody, and it was going to be body focused and life be lifing. So I won't have that out this year, but it will be next year. I'm still going to be working on it as things go on, and I know this year's category was body, but guess what? 2024 is still going to be body, bitch, because we still got work that we need to do, and we still need to love on ourselves a lot more before we can go into the next level of wherever the fuck these sexual exploration journals are taking us. So again, the category is body, and I love that for everybody. So thank you all so much for listening to the Holistically podcast, where we step out and speak on sexuality. And just in case no one else told you this today, you are beautiful. You are worthy of happiness and joy. You are enough and then some. You may not live up to the expectations of others, but that is okay, because you are only required to walk in your own shoes. May each day you live lead you towards abundance. With that said, love you all and see you next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Holistically podcast, where we step out and speak on sexuality. You can subscribe to the podcast through your favorite podcasting app and find us on the web at www.holistically.com. That's www.heauxliloquy.com. Share the podcast with your friends and join the conversation.